So I've gotten this question asked a lot. How do I actually start a investment account? Really, there's so many confusing things, but I want to make it simple for you. And really, it it doesn't take too long, but there's so much crap out there, and there's actual fake websites that will try and steal your money. But really, what I started with was Fidelity. So I'm gonna put in the description the things I started with, but basically, what I started first thing for starting my investment account was actually finding what to open it up for, or what to open it. And so I looked. There was Fidelity, there's Robinhood, there's Schwab. There's a lot of good ones, but I want you to do your own due diligence. So it needs to be you to figure out exactly which one's for you. But in terms of usability, Robinhood is the best. It's the easiest user interface. And then Fidelity, I like it a lot because there's just more financial products on there. Not really products, but the investments are easier to view and track, in my opinion. And that's kind of why I use it, and also because they have a savings account, high yield, 3%. Well, almost 3%. It's like 2.8, 2.9. And what I did was I went on fidelity.com. There's on the thing, create an account. And so from there, you create, and then you start by entering in, like, creating a login, and then you have to actually open an account with it. So that's separate from creating an account. You have to open an account. And what you actually do in there is you have to enter in a lot of different information. If you're working, you have to enter in your employment history. If you're just making money on the side, I don't think you have to enter that in, but you have to do some kind of estimate. And if you're younger, there's actually an individual youth account, which you can get your parents to open a investment account, and then they could make an extra one for you. That's the individual youth account. If you're under 18, you can still invest. As long as you're above 13 and under 18, you can actually open an individual youth account with Fidelity. And that's another really good reason I used it over Robinhood and Schwab, is the individual youth account. And really, they make it so confusing, but to be honest, after you enter in all your information, it's gonna take like 20-30 minutes. It's gonna take a bit, and if you actually run into some errors, there's a good way to fix this: to go to a nearby Fidelity place, like one of the in-person locations. Now it depends on what state you're in, but there's also the customer support too. They do a okay job. I think they could do better, but they will help you make that account. They actually will, and that is something that really people don't look over. They start the account to enter information, and maybe they got something wrong, and they just quit. Please don't do that, because starting an investment account, it matters as soon as possible to get that compound interest, because the first few years, and then after 10 years, oh my goodness, it's actually crazy. And it really starts with opening that account. And I can't stress it enough, especially after you enter all that information. If you're under 18, you have to open the individual youth account, the information you have. And your parents also have to open one up if you're under 18. That's how I actually started. Really. And like, even people at school when I was younger asked me, well, how the hell can you invest? You're under 18. And it's the individual youth account. And it's actually surprising how good it is, especially if you can get ahead of the curve and get your compound interest starting before you're even 18. By the time you're like 30, you'll have so much money in there, you won't even believe it's possible. And even me, I did the calculation. Oh my goodness, it's so underrated. Investments, I'm telling you, just please try and do everything to open that account. even if you don't have that much money, like after that, I had to link my bank account. And when you link your bank account, make sure the last 4 digits actually match your bank account. Otherwise, it's not gonna let you invest. It will not let you. And once that, even if you have like $100, $200, put that right into your account. And from there, Fidelity can show you some of the investments. But I recommend starting off with the most basic S&P 500 funds. And some good ones out there are VOO, that's the ticker symbol. That one's pretty good. It has a low expense ratio. And there's also SPY, also had a good expense ratio. Then I'm not sure the exact ticker symbol, but there's also iShares as well. And those are really good. I mean, you can get a 10 to 12% year over year compounding. It is bonkers. If you put in a compound interest calculator, oh my goodness. If you have never seen compound interest, please go to investor.gov and go to the compound interest calculator. Put in your initial amount and then the monthly amount, because I recommend making monthly contributions, because from a statistical standpoint, your expected value and odds are much better over time if you slowly put in amount a year than if you put a lump sum. If you put a lump sum, it's gonna fluctuate like crazy. But if you wanna go like that, it's crazy. It really is, man. When you see compound interest for the first time, oh my god, it is. You need to see compound interest. If you put in the amount of money you were to spend in college into an investment account, you would have up to $5 million by the time you're 60. I'm not joking. The average cost of college, if you put that in, $5 million. $5 million after compounding for 40 years. What the hell are we doing in our society? Oh my god. It's crazy, and that doesn't include extra income from a job that you would have spent on random stuff. Everybody wonders how to make money like Warren Buffett, but then they don't actually try the stuff. Even just starting with opening that account. I mean, Warren Buffett started when he was literally 13. As soon as he could become that legal age. And I'm telling you, this is the same thing. Open that account. Man, when you see compound interest, it'll blow your mind. And even just for me putting money in, I've already had thousands of dollars compounding. I didn't even have to do anything. I just had to leave those money in those funds, and they'll automatically do the reinvestment for me. On Fidelity, it lets you select the dividend reinvestment, and that actually compounds. So if you have that 10 to 12%, you could have that 10 to 12%, all of that, plus after that a compounding 1.3% that compounds quarterly. So divide that by 4, and now you have that much amount compounding every 3 months. Holy crap. I mean, the fact that they don't teach this to the youth is crazy, and I'm just gonna keep talking about how crazy compound interest is. I mean, man, you really need to just start. I mean, same thing with trying something new. Just starting is the thing. If you're gonna worry about the anxiety over it, I mean, it's just gonna cause so much more stress than if you just took that leap of faith and started. And especially if you're a long-term investment, like if you're making long-term investments, you just worry about that compound interest and you don't care what the markets are doing, you'll wonder how the hell it's possible. And I'm gonna say it again, but Einstein himself said that compound interest was the 8th wonder of the world. It's kind of a rumor, but people said that he said that, and honestly, I probably believe it, because from a smart person like that to be saying something so simple, the math is crazy. Think about it like this. If you are renting versus owning a home is much more expensive than renting. And there were actually calculations done, and that if you actually had money in investments and you did that over a long period of time and you just rented and put the difference in owning a home into an investment account, you'll have more money in your investment account than equity in your home, because the bank, don't forget the bank, they gotta take that interest. And when they take that interest, I would rather have that compound interest for myself and just pay the landlord that stuff. But the thing is that with owning a home, it is also good, but it's not the best investment. And what they don't teach you in school is that the house you live in is a liability. It's a liability. Because think about it. If you get fired from a job, and now you found a job but it's somewhere else, when they have to sell your house, lose a bunch of money on all this stuff. But if you're renting, you could just hop back and forth however much you had for your security deposit. But the things that are good for owning a home is when you have a family. But I think if you don't have a family, you don't need to own a home, especially if you're missing out on the cost of that money. I mean, holy crap. It just starts with the investment account. I talked before about this, but open it in Fidelity. So you have to create an account, the login, and then after that you gotta create an account. Well, you have to open an account. Sorry. And then from there, you have different selections based on if you're under 18, individual, youth, over. There's multiple. I opened two, the high yield savings account and then the market account, to buy and sell the stocks. One of the philosophies that I really had that kind of wanted to share is something kind of as a bonus, is that really the best thing that Warren Buffett said is that every time he buys a stock, from deep down, he can't sell that stock for another 5 to 10 years. And just think about it. He's not going to sell it before that compounding. So he knows that he's in it for the long run because he doesn't have to care about the markets. And now I want you to try out the same thing. I've been doing it for 5 years. I haven't sold anything. It will shock you how much. I mean, first 5 years are actually the slowest gain. After 10 years, it'll blow your mind. I mean, by that time, if you say you invested like 10 to 15% of your income, which is a lot, but you can actually deduct some of that on your taxes, especially with the 401k contributions. You can actually do that. And same with the IRA, not a Roth IRA, not a Roth. Because the Roth is the most powerful tool out there. I mean, think about it. You can put after-tax dollars, and when you're 59 and a half, all the money you made, you won't have to pay taxes on it. You could have $3 million in there if you maxed it out and let that grow. You'll have more than that if you maxed it out, to be honest. And the max out is $7,000 a year, which that's a lot of money. But my goodness, when you see that and then it's tax free, compound interest is crazy. And it's really investing for beginners. I think for any beginner, they just need to see compound interest. And it really, for me, I'm just sharing it deep down. You need to see it. And I recommend you doing it yourself and showing yourself that, wow, there's this entire hidden world of making an ass load of money and nobody talks about it. And the reason is everybody wants to make money fast, but that's almost impossible. Unless you have the nice Google or Apple, you're not. And there's 8 billion people on this planet, and your best odds being rich with an investment account, it really starts with that, your investment account. And I just can't stress enough compound interest, man. And I wish you good luck, especially on starting that. Even if you have one, make a plan, especially for the ones that you just want to project your earnings potential, and holy crap, you'll see how much money you'll freaking have. It's astonishing, and I really hope the best of luck. And I'm gonna make more videos about compound interest and really what the best investments are, because people need to hear about this. Like, straight up, I'm not trying to sell you any finance things. This is the truth of what I did. Empirical evidence. Except I can't actually show you the full investment account because I don't want to give away my like information. So yeah, but I want you to do the calculations yourself, and really that's the thing to start your investment account.